Hey guys, we are back with season 13, episode 8 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This episode was called Beach Please, and we have a whole lot to get into, so let's get into it. Starting at the top, Kandi comes to Kenya's defense. I'm not gonna harp on this since I spent a lot of time last episode talking about it, but I really did like that Kandi came to Kenya's defense in terms of being the voice of reason. Just trying to explain to the girls why it is that she took the private jet and why she can't hire just a random person to watch a child. Kandi told them how she just hired the nanny a little bit ago, and you don't really leave somebody brand new with your child. So I think that helped to sort of calm down the group a little bit and get them to understand. At the end of the day, it was really on Kenya to explain all of this, because I'm telling you, these girls, they will ride for you and they will rally around you, but you got to communicate, okay? And in communicating, you got to enunciate. And another 4-syllable word I can't think of right now, but you have to let people know. You can't expect people to just accept your decisions blindly if you haven't given them the lead into it. But we're not going to harp on it. Moving on to the dinner detective game. The dinner detective game was tired as hell. Tired as hell. I was watching the TV like, when is this going to end? This cannot drag on for too much longer. And the fact that kills me is that Kenya was irritated and mad at the girls for not wanting to participate. Let me tell you something. Kenya, you set up this whole situation as you normally do and then try to act mad and get your face all twisted up. Listen, Kenya, you Tootsie rolled your ass on the private jet with LaToya, the nanny, and Brooklyn. And I just said it's okay, and I stand by that decision. However, you got to the house earlier. You've been able to chill, max, relax, do whatever you want to. You done had these girls on a bus for a 4-hour bus trip that turned into an 8-hour bus trip, okay? They're tired. The bus was hot. They get there. Then you supply them with alcohol, okay? And in that situation where you're already tired, you've been on the bus all day, and then you get a whole bunch of alcohol, you're only gonna really do one of two things. One, you're gonna try to go to sleep, or two, you're gonna try to turn up. And they chose the turn up route. So your game really wasn't all that interesting to them. So you had the group of people that was trying, it was like 3 of them, and the rest of them was twerking and dealing with the actors who didn't really seem that enthralled in the game anyway. I don't know. It was just very, very high school field trip based. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. Very campy. I don't know if I would have like a group of people or a group of adults doing it, but listen, you got what ended up coming to you with it, because nobody was featuring that game and they had to basically end it early because it was dying slowly. Moving forward, after the game, Drew makes a side comment to LaToya, basically about how she doesn't care about husbands. When I first heard the comment, was it ill-timed? Yes. Should it have been said? Probably not. It might have been one of those comments that was best left in your head. But, and however, where is the lie? Where is the lie? Somebody please tell me, where is the lie? The lady says she in the house with her husband, who's soon to be her husband. They don't, really get along, and she's out there dating and gallivanting and stuff like that. So Drew's comment of you don't care about husbands, it's kind of accurate. Should she have said it? Probably not. But where did she lie? Where is the lie? Now, LaToya then puts her hands on her later on and tries to grab her and says she's about to ask her a question. She later tries to blame it on her being Caribbean. Listen, I am half Guyanese. Guyana likes to think that they're part of the Caribbean. I think it's debatable. Guyana people, don't be mad at me. I'm just trying to speak facts. When I get drunk, I do get handsy, but it's more in the I want to love somebody type, handsy. Like I want to touch somebody touch me in the morning, make me feel good type stuff. I'm not trying to fight with somebody. I think it's all about intentions in that situation. And number one, LaToya, you're wrong for grabbing Drew in the first place. And then I think Drew really showed her classy nature by not clocking your ass in the head immediately when you touched her arm. once you put your hands on somebody, whatever happens after that you've literally already paid for. Like, you've accepted it. Like they always say, with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if Drew would have clocked your ass or grabbed you back or pushed you off of her, she would have been well within her rights. Was LaToya wrong? Absolutely. Yes, she was absolutely wrong. Don't put your hands on nobody, okay? And of course, an ambulance is going to be trying to, come through the streets while I'm filming this video. I'm moving on today. I am on a roll. I don't care, okay? They will have to just deal with it. Now, LaToya gets drunk and starts talking about Drew's struggling husband. This is what I can't stand sometimes. When you get mad at somebody or you're in an argument and you're losing, okay, you try to just start grasping at straws. Now, through the episodes and since this season has started, we've always seen Ralph portrayed as like a tech entrepreneur or some sort of music executive. Struggle where? Okay? Disparity where? Like, if you're going to say something and the husband is struggling, where are the receipts? I'm going to need you to come through with receipts. You cannot make these unsubstantiated claims just because you're trying to dig at somebody. And Drew straight curbed your ass because she's like, struggle where? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you were literally grasping at straws at that point, and it was like painfully obvious. So moving on from that, Drew read LaToya very classy with the autograph. I think Drew deserves a standing ovation. I'm going to do a sitting one because if I stand up, my head's going to be over the screen and then it's not going to be a good situation. But yes, Drew read her very classy. I did not know what she was going to go upstairs and get. It could have been a gun. Okay, it could have been a bat. I mean, Drew is classy based, so it wouldn't have been any of those things. But I honestly did not know what it was. And when she came down with a piece of paper, I was like, oh, okay, she did some research, hired a PI or whatever, but she just literally got an autographed photo of herself, signed it, and gave it to her as her #1 fan. I think that was a very, very classy way to read somebody, and it really showed Drew's maturity in the situation. So kudos to Drew. These ambulances and these fire trucks, they are not going to ruin you will not steal my joy today, because I am not pausing this video. Lies on lies on lies. The aunties versus the nieces thing. It was cute. I don't really think it's gonna catch on. Because to me, most of the women that are portrayed as aunties and the other ones that are portrayed as nieces, they each have auntie and niece energy at different times. So I understood the point of it, but and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a girls' trip and everyone's trying to have a good time, but the aunties and nieces thing was a little bit tired as well. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Dennis trying to get at Portia. I think it's cute that Dennis keeps trying to try. However, Portia doesn't really seem like she's really featuring Dennis, and I can sort of relate, because when someone cheats on you, it's very hard to go back to that loving feeling, Either try to be co-parents and just focus on that, being the best co-parents that you can be and put the relationship stuff on the side, or try to work on the relationship, because you can't really do both. And because the co-parenting thing is sort of the primary thing that needs to be taken care of, it's very hard to work on the relationship at the same time, especially when someone's on the fence. I think you both would be best just trying to be good co-parents and moving on from there. But we're not gonna dwell on it. Kenya is the worst host ever in history. Now, y'all are gonna have to tell me whether or not Kenya has hosted any sort of trip for the girls in the past. But if she has, it might have just not been notable to my mind. But this one was essentially horrible. There are not enough words to describe how bad of a host Kenya is. First off, the first day of the trip, like, I understand it's COVID and yada yada. And they might not have been able to go out and do activities. However, she could have had activities brought into the house, had some sort of like internal fashion show, like done something fun. She literally left them off to their own devices. And then on the food aspect of it, she got a full fridge stocked with food. Okay. I thought maybe that there was a chef that was going to be cooking it, because they had the man outside with the pig. And I thought that, he was just going to come inside and, whip them up something or whatever. Then to top it all off, Kenya, you Tootsie Roll your ass over to DoorDash, Uber Eats, or some sort of Grubhub app and buy a crab cake and French fry dinner or lunch meal and then bring it back to the house and eat it in front of the girl's face. It's like, I don't understand. And then your defense to the whole situation is, I stocked the fridge full of food with these cold cuts. Ain't nobody want no cold cut and no mayonnaise sandwich. Like, lies on lies on lies. Like, you need to do better as the host. And something tells me it was intentional, because if you really felt shame regarding it or felt like it wasn't something that you should have been doing, you literally could have accepted the food clandestinely, found a quiet small spot in the house and eaten it privately. But you literally went outside with everyone, displayed your food, and then had to like give a fry here and a piece of sandwich there. Like, that was just, it was just way too much. I hope that it gets better with in terms of the trip planning. But Kenya, if this is how you plan a trip on day one, I'm going to need you to just take off that, trip planning hat and give it to somebody else, because we need activities. We need sisterhood bonding. We need something, okay? Because what you gave was not enough and it was tired. She did redeem herself at dinner, but it was late at night, okay? If you saw when she first got that crab cake, it was early in the day. The sunlight was out. When the pig was done and when all the fixings were done, it was nighttime and it was dinner time, okay? So there were a multitude of a stretch of hours between then when Kenya could have done right by the girls. But listen, one thing that you don't do to Black people in general is you do not leave them hungry. We are not good guests when we're hungry. I know me, myself, I get hangry and I turn into a different person. That commercial with the Snickers bar, that is literally me. Moving on to our last section here, Marlo and her room issue. For the life of me, I just don't understand these issues sometimes with these girls in terms of them being mad about room selection. Like, let's look at it in the whole. You are in $1 million mansion in the middle of South Carolina. Whether you have the oceanfront room or whether you have the room with like a small window at the top, you are still in $1 million house. So your issue with the room is really it's not a big deal. You're on the first off, just the fact that you're on the trip, even with how yours and Kenya's relationship stands right now, is a testament to the fact that, she went a little bit classy with it and still invited your ass, even though she don't really mess with you like that. So I just didn't understand the whole woe is me and she must just really not like me. Now, let me tell you, she started to win me back over when she had the heart-to-heart with Candy. And so Candy was like, well, you need to make amends to it, like show her you care, like you need to apologize and go from there. And I was riding for Marlo at the point, but this is what I can't deal with. Don't make this big hoorah about you are hurt and you want to make amends and this is a sisterhood. And then the moment you get an opportunity to make amends, take the high road and show this woman that you care and that you care about the relationship and want it to be different, you literally go back into the gutter. And that's why Kenya doesn't mess with you, because she can't take you. Like, she doesn't know what she's going to get. It's like you're like a very flimsy branch. You can't put your whole weight on it, because the minute that the weight comes on it, it's just going to snap in two. And until the situation happens where you can prove to Kenya that you are at least a thorough individual, where y'all can just be cordial and maybe she can give you a substandard room versus like the most horrible room, y'all relationship is not really going to go anywhere. But I think that's really all I wanted to say for this episode, y'all. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at DatDamnDasher. And I will see you guys next week for the next review, which I think is going to be the stripper review. So I'm super, super excited. I need to go on Amazon and search for ball gags, face masks, and bondage. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!